It's July 5th, 2023. This is Ukraine News Today, and I'm Sergeant Sarah Ashton Cirillo with the Armed Forces of Ukraine, speaking to you from the Territorial Defense Forces Media Studios in Kyiv. Today's lead story continues to be the events unfolding at Zaporizhzhia Nuclear Power Plant. Ukrainian government officials and military command have made clear that the enemy may resort to terroristic provocation in the near future. Last night, President Zelensky revealed that intelligence has uncovered the fact that Russian forces have placed objects on the roofs of multiple power units at the ZMPP, while this morning, the Armed Forces of Ukraine put out a statement informing the public of possible preparations by the Kremlin to carry out terrorism at the nuclear power plant in the near future. We remind the world that not only are the defense forces of Ukraine prepared for any events at the plant, but unlike Russian troops, the soldiers of the ZSU do not commit ecocide or violate international humanitarian law. Russia is the lone source of danger at the ZNPP, and the Moscow cabal is using the mining of the territory of the plant to blackmail and extort not only Ukraine, but the entire global community as a whole. The only solution, the only guarantee of nuclear safety in Ukraine is the complete and immediate withdrawal of all Russian occupiers from the ZNPP and a return to its Ukrainian control. Now, moving north, troops in the Bakhmut direction came under heavy fire from the enemy's aircraft and artillery. However, our defenders successfully repelled enemy attacks in the areas of Orakhovo, Vasilivka, and Bodanivka, settlements located in the Donetsk region. In addition to Bakhmut, the enemy is still concentrating its most active efforts in the areas of Liman, Avdiivka, and Marinka. Over the course of the last day, more than 40 separate battles have taken place in those directions, with Ukrainian forces continuing to push ahead in all areas. Across the skies, pilots of the Ukrainian Air Forces flew nearly 20 successful missions during the last 24 hours, hitting more than a dozen enemy encampments and destroying 3 anti-aircraft batteries and 1 Russian command center. Now comes disturbing news from the illegally and temporarily occupied Kherson. The Armed Forces Department of Strategic Communications of Ukraine has revealed that acute intestinal disorders are ravaging Ukrainian civilians being held by Russian forces in the cities of Skadovsk and Genichesk. According to military sources, the disease seems to be cholera. Russian authorities are hiding the effects of the disintegrating sanitary conditions while allowing those in favor of the Kremlin to receive proper medical care and leaving Ukrainians to fend for themselves. Yesterday, the Oxy Parliamentary Assembly designated the Wagner Group as a terrorist organization. Furthermore, they also applied the label of state sponsor of terrorism to the Russian Federation. In doing so, they joined NATO, the European Union, the Council of Europe, and more than a half-dozen individual nations who have previously stated that fact. The Wagner PMC has also been named a transnational criminal organization by the US Department of the Treasury, while Yevgeny Prigozhin himself is wanted by the FBI. We already knew the Kremlin supports war criminals and that Russia is a terrorist state. With Wagner's move to Belarus, the Lukashenko administration has become an active and willing accomplice to state-sponsored terrorism. Our fireworks show today comes from the Ukrainian Defense Forces' efforts in temporarily and illegally occupied Makiivka. Makiivka and all Ukrainian territory, including Crimea, will be liberated. This episode of Ukraine News Today was produced by the Territorial Defense Media Studios, commanded by Colonel Alexei Dmitrievsky. Stay up to date on all news from Ukraine and view our original content by subscribing to our YouTube channel, TDF Media Studios. Slava Ukraini, and may God bless our troops.